Catholic family that has since sort of fallen to irreverence and blasphemy and good times. First Holy Communion, we're talking all of the church events. One of my first memories is Uncle Phil with his camera. Now, surely his photography is a memory that most people have, because it's very strong in my mind, where he would clamber all over the altar and dodge the priest as the priest was coming all here and over there, and with complete authority command the altar and the centre stage to make sure he got the absolutely perfect shot. So that was a part of my memory. But I think what I'd like to do is just take you back to 1983. Which is just a particular trip that I'm sure I can't remember with historical accuracy, but I'll just want to explain to you and describe to you the experience of the adventure of every time going to Tennyson as a family and spending time with these wonderful people. Sorry.
I've been trying to make James cry for years. Finally cracked it.
I've gotten older and softer, and every child that I've birthed into the world has made me even more so. So, first of all, it would start from a trip from Baulkham Hills to Tennyson. And of course, my father would have packed in the boot of the car his VHS video camera, which was about this big. And I'm sure as we were leaving, Uncle Bill and Auntie Billy would have done exactly the same thing. Uncle Gerald would have also done exactly the same thing. And I'm sure Uncle Philip would have been preparing his video for us to all arrive. Along the trip from Baulkham Hills to Tennyson, my sisters and I would be in the back seat, and we would pick landmarks because it was always so exciting, you know. So there were landmarks on the way to Tennyson. It wasn't just getting there. It was truly an adventure every single time. And there were three little outhouse things that were all different colours along the way. And we used to say, well, one day one of those will be mine, the other one will be Lisa's, the other one will be Rachel's. And that's where we'd all live together. And do you remember that, Lise?
Well, it was right with the fiddler, wasn't it?
Oh no, way beyond. Out towards. So we finally get there. We'd be greeted by Morgan, the Great Dane. Beautiful Morgan. And the horses would be all out the back. 1983, I think there was a horse who had blinders on, who Uncle Philip had warned me to be very careful about because he's very skittish. I don't know if you remember that. But anyway, I would arrive. We'd be greeted by all these wonderful human beings. First thing Philip would do would pull out his VHS recording that he'd made for me. I assume it was made for me, but maybe he just had a collection. And it would either be Looney Tunes for me to sit down and calm down, and I would sit there in front of the TV and watch the latest Looney Tune kind of cartoon that would come on, or he'd pull out his Monty Python and introduce me to the world of Monty Python and the Mel Brooks humour that Uncle Phillips was just so tuned into. And when I look back at the family and our irreverent sense of humour, I actually think it was born from Uncle Philip and revved on by Uncle Gerald, and closely, I'm sure, by you, Rebecca, and of course Auntie Popsy. So as that would progress, we'd move out into that beautiful courtyard area with a swimming pool, and there would be all these beautiful people that we've lost. But an amazing, just comedic group of people just entertaining each other. And Uncle Philip would absolutely be in the centre of all of that. And I don't know if it was the nose, but I've always associated him with Mel Brooks, you know. So very close kind of association in my memory. We would, of course, then, after all of the filming and these beautiful videos exist of that period of time that Mum and Dad have shown me and reminded me of over the years, just an incredible soiree of funny and loving and wonderful kind of warmth. Of course, we then moved into the dining room where there would be a spread. Felt like it was bigger than this whole room. And my Auntie Popsy and Rebecca, and I'm sure Philip would have been helping in the kitchen. I remember him being there quite a bit. An amazing spread and the food I would just describe as joy, you know. And this is kind of like a childhood memory that I have. And so Philip is intertwined deeply into, I think, our sense of humour today, and of who we developed into with that kind of thinking, you know, of not being so goody two shoes about everything, but still having an excellent sense of ethic and what's right and wrong. But also being able to, always look on the bright side of life in terms of everything. And I will always associate that with my Uncle Philip. And I'm very grateful to have had him in my life. And from 1983 and onwards, we all grow and develop, and we have our own families, and we spend our time where we need to. And there's always a sense of regret that you didn't get to spend more time with those wonderful people. But that's sort of where we have today. So I'd like to thank Rebecca. I'd like to thank your father and your mother, your beautiful mother, for all of those wonderful memories, and to all that we've lost. But with every loss, that's made us deeper people. It's made us live life with more meaning. And from today we move forward with that. And Uncle Philip's always in our hearts. So here's to the whole damn family. Yeah.
I've got one more thing I need to say. As the priest mentioned, this magnificent thing is all Philip's work. He grew all these orchids, tended to them, and he had the knack. When the florist came to pick the orchids to make this topping for his coffin, she was astounded at the bounty of these orchids. What I really want is for every single person here to take some orchids, as many as you want, because believe me, I have just as many at home as still there. I want you to take them, put them in your home, they'll last for several weeks, and remember my dad, remember Phil when you look at them. So please don't be shy, take as many as you want, take them into your home and think of him. Thank you all.